My brother-in-law is a marketing company president for a large corporation, U-Haul, here in the Hudson Valley, and they're looking for a new location. Kind of wants me to reach out and to certain properties that fit the criteria, but I know it's a different type of call than the standard investor we're working with. Obviously, they have a budget to pay more than the market if it's the right property. Just wanted to know what kind of a script I pitch when working on behalf of a larger corporation versus an investor.
Here's my take. Okay, I actually, just like if you were working with Amazon or any of these huge organizations, Prologis or anything, if you're speaking to smaller mom and pop people, do not mention you're working with U-Haul. Do not mention you're working with a cream of the crop type of person who will overpay. Do not mention that. Just say, hey, working with a local group, looking to buy some property. You know what I mean? It's you don't want to, again, the same script that I use, which is hey, I'm working with a client who's going through a 1031 exchange. Just say, hey, I'm working with a client who's looking to buy another property in the area, and I was just curious if you'd be totally against the idea of selling. Do not say it's fucking U-Haul. Because the more you say, they're like, oh, it's U-Haul? I want 10 million now. You don't want to say anything that'll tip them off. It's like when Bezos buys a property, he's an anonymous buyer.
They're not disclosing who they are.
I would not disclose who they are until necessary.
Okay. Makes sense.
Terms and pricing from them before you put a letter of intent in writing, all that kind of stuff, because it's going to say U-Haul on it. Just be careful before you start doing that, because the second they again, if you called me up, if I called up any one of you guys and said, hey, Jeff Bezos wants to buy your house, okay? He's got some family in the area. He wants to buy your house. You know what you'd tell me you'd want to sell your house for? The number wouldn't make sense, but on purpose, because you're this guy can pay me $10 billion and it wouldn't flinch it on.
Makes total sense. Yeah, I didn't know if it was a good or a bad thing to disclose it up front, but that makes total sense.
What I would say, though, is that if you end up speaking to another corporation or a higher level group who owns a lot of real estate and you get terms from them, you could say and they start maybe being a little weird about selling it or whatever. Listen, I'm working with one of the biggest groups in the market. This is a Fortune 500 company. This is not someone who's going to yank your chain. They're either going to buy it or they're not going to buy it. I mean, we're going to know pretty quick, right? So it's they have the money. So it's if you're wanting to sell it, I just, let's try to get a deal done.
Got it. All right. Thank you, Henry. Appreciate it.
You got it, buddy. No problem.
So put your cursor down on that corner of Tompkins and Serif, right where the pin is.
Yep.
And then go up one building, up one from there. It's those three buildings right there. So there's a 12,300 square foot, that one. Then there's the one right next to it, 10,300. And then there's a small pole barn. It's 40 by 26. Something like this. It's considered Class A. I guess it's pretty nice. He built those the two newer looking ones in 2012, and he bought this one. The bigger one is probably from the 80s or something.
Makes sense. Okay, cool. Tell me more details. What does he want? What are you thinking?
He wants 2.5 for it. Right now he's renting to he occupies that small pole barn. He has a tenant in both of the other ones. They're two different tenants. One of them's charged $7,400. The other one's charged $78,000. They're both 5-year leases. They're 3 years into those 5-year leases. He's willing to hold the mortgage until we can raise those up. I'm not a warehouse guy, to be honest.
Yep.
This is my first warehouse that I've seen. So I know we're going by price per square foot. I haven't run comps. I just went out to the appointment yesterday.
No, that's fine. Let's run some numbers. Thank you for bringing this to our attention. Let's see if we can run some numbers for you, try to help you get this deal. So income first and foremost. By the way, does he want to lease it back or he wants to vacate the pole barn?
He would either buy the pole barn. He wouldn't lease it back. He'd sell it, or he'd keep it. And only sell the other two buildings. And if he wants to just sell the other two buildings, he's at 2.25. I think get him down to $2 million flat.
So he wants $2.5 million.
$2 million for all three.
2.5 for all three. I understand.
Yeah.
2.5 for all three. He might keep the pole barn. How the f would you keep it? That makes no sense.
Can you not keep it?
No, he's got to subdivide the land. I just don't know how the f he plans on doing it.
So then he probably just wouldn't. Okay,
so you have $15,200 in income. $15,200 in income. I'm guessing he pays all the expenses, correct?
No. So he pays for insurance. They pay utilities.
And his taxes are $32,000.
They pay taxes.
They pay the taxes.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said he only pays the insurance?
He pays insurance. That's right.
Okay, interesting. And they pay also utilities. So his only cost is insurance.
And what he does is I guess I can't say that. What he does is he makes that smaller or the kind of mid-sized pole barn. They pay 42% of the insurance, or they pay 42% of the taxes because their plot is on 42% of the land.
Yeah.
He said he rolls that in to the rent. So is that not considered? Do they not pay the taxes then?
Yeah, I mean, this is gross rent then. It's either they pay a base rent of 7,400 and 7,800 plus the cost of everything else. So if it's included in the rent, then it's just a gross rent, right? So gross rent, which is fine, it's 15,200, and then he pays everything else. But you can see taxes are 32 grand. I'm guessing insurance is 20 grand minimum.
He told me yesterday he just got a new roof on it. He told me his number was at 7. Damn, that sounds kind of crazy.
7,000 for insurance.
7,000 a year for insurance.
Okay, whatever. That's what he says. We'll go off of that and we'll see what happens. Okay, so 7,000 plus 32,000. I'm already estimating that you're probably closer to like 60,000 overall for expenses. So he's probably netting like 1.2 million. I mean, sorry, 120,000. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm adding a zero. 120,000 in net operating income is about where my head's at for net. Maybe a little bit less, a little bit more, give or take. But 120 NOI, I would say that we should be offering this guy as a starter offer, probably something like give me a second. Yeah, and ACAP's 1.5 million. But before we go to a number, I'm actually going to look up some comps with you guys. So let's look up some comps. We're going to zoom out a little bit, and we're going to search this area. There we go. Okay, more filters. We're going to go to sales within the last 2 years. Jesus Christ. 200,000 square foot warehouse for $2.7 million? What the fuck?
Madison's kind of a crazy market, dude.
No, I'm saying this is crazy cheap.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
I mean, this guy bought a steal is what I'm saying. All right, let's do this. Let's make sure we're not doing anything that's year built for the year 2000 because when did he build those pole barns?
2012.
2012. Okay. I'm still going to keep my search the way it is. What I don't understand is like this is 100 a foot right here, right? This is 150 a foot. This is also 100 built in 2021 though. I don't get it. Built in 2018? What the fuck is this stuff? Yeah, like look at this. This is like class A. Look how pretty this is. Okay? And you got his pole barn bullshit. Look at this class A beautiful stuff. Let's go. Let's drive around. All right, class. Let's drive around. Look at this. Look at this class A gorgeous product. What the hell? This stuff is gorgeous. Okay? And then they just said that this thing sold for what? 100 a foot. That's crazy. Yeah, this stuff is, I mean, that's got a great mortgage on it. 3.7 in 2022. It's probably got a 2% interest rate. I mean, that's just nuts. So 3.757. Let's see here. They probably 3.757 divided into 0.7. They probably valued this deal at $5+ million. So let's just say, or even 3.757 divided by 0.65. Yeah, almost $6 million. So they're probably valuing this building at probably close to, what is this, 36,000 feet, like we said? 36 times 150. What is that? 5.4. Yeah, 150 a foot for brand new construction. Okay, so then we need to be substantially below that. What is this? This is 86,000 feet and it sold for what? 700 grand. That's ridiculous. Might be the dirt. There's just no way. I mean, it says built in 2021, I'm guessing. I mean, even though it says built in 21 and then sold for in 22, there's no way. I don't believe that. What is this, a piece of garbage? I mean, this is garbage. I want some more stuff to look at. Okay, these properties are way, okay, here you go. This is a little bit better. It's not amazing, but you can see how like it's right around a lot more warehouses, which I like a lot. This is like a little bit older stuff. Huge piece of land. Why is this property on here saying that in 2023 it got a loan refinance sale last 2 years? Why the hell is it saying a sale in the last 2 years when it says 2007? What is going on right now? They just refinanced for $7.5 million. Holy shit! This market is so all over the place. It's ridiculous. That's putting it lightly. Okay, this is an ugly building. Nowhere near the same, but it's an ugly building. It probably looks pretty nice from the front. What is this selling for? In 2012. What the fuck is going on with this search? Okay, I gotta get rid of this because I'm not liking it. I'm not liking it at all within the last 12 months. Let's look up the property again. Okay, I am just not happy with this search. Recently viewed. How do I go here? Okay, here we go. Let's go back to your freaking original property here. Okay, so we're back to square one. I don't know why he was doing that though. I think there's something wrong. Okay, so what's the square footage of your property, your subject property?
22.6 for the 2 buildings, and then 45, 26, 23.
Okay,
right?
So this guy is looking for an unrealistic price, clearly. Okay. The 23,000 feet times 0.5, like by 50 times $50. Okay. The property's worth between 1.1 and 1. Maybe let's say 60 a foot. 60 times 23,000, you said? Yeah. 1.38. So 2.5 is crazy, number one. Okay, so he's out of his mind if he wants that kind of price. Now, if you go off an income approach, it's actually almost the same thing. I would have offered probably at most 1.5 million, which would probably be still too high for this market in Madison. Like, so comps are pushing you somewhere in the vicinity of like 50 to 60 a foot.
Dude, I might be tripping, but I feel like we're missing something because I know that he spent 1.8 to build this stuff and put a new roof on, and that might not have anything to do with what the value is today.
Which I don't think it has anything to do with the value today.
Yeah, gotcha.
Everything in this market, I'm just looking up on CoStar, every single property, okay, that is sold the last 2 years, right? I'm just going to read off the price per square foot to you, okay, just as an example. 76 a foot, 64 a foot, 80 a foot, 78 a foot, 66 a foot, 54 a foot, 90 a foot, 90 a foot, 91 a foot, 92 a foot, 97, 62, 81, 49, 83, 23, 105, 87, 110. So it's like, as an example, even if I'm saying, because he has garbage product. That's why I'm erring on the side of a little bit lower than 80, 90 a foot. Even if you want to go to 80 or 90 a foot, okay, go to 90 a foot. 90 times times 23,000. That's only $2 million.
And that's top, right? That's not what we're looking at.
That's like great product. He's got a pole barn, dog. This isn't class A anything. Like, did you look? You saw what the was gorgeous product. I just shared my screen. Like, gorgeous product is like a clean. That was small bay to its finest. And that kind of stuff's like 110, 120, 130 a foot. This guy's trying to get 120 a foot for pole barns. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm saying, like, I understand where you're coming from. If he had a clean warehouse, okay, clean, nice, good, even good-looking stuff that's not brand new construction, Class A product, even just Class B product, decent stuff, it'd still be at 80 or 90-ish a foot. I don't think he's at 80 or 90 a foot. I don't think he's there. He's probably only netting 110 a year right now, 120 a year maximum. So, I mean, it's probably worth in Madison, Wisconsin, it's probably going to sell at an 8+ cap. So even if you sold it, I mean, like, so you're looking at 120 divided by an 8 cap, you're only at a 1.5 million NOI. I mean, 1.5 million purchase price. Your range is somewhere around there.
I mean, you just got to do what the numbers say.
No, I mean, like, look, it just also keep in mind that, like, it's not about making deals work. It's about finding deals that do work. Now, look, if he's open to seller financing, I mean, it's a pro, but that means you could offer maybe 1.8 with 10 years or 20 years of seller financing at 3 or 4% interest only. You might be able to find somebody to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it makes sense.
But you can only go maybe 5 or 10% above market value when you even do seller financing. It's not, or you can go up to market value versus being a slightly discounted, if that makes more sense.
Yeah, hey, I appreciate it.